We are here. We are here. We are here. Horton Hears a Who, one of the greatest movies of all time. Now, we're going to be breaking down the NFL divisions. Chase and I are going to be breaking down kind of who we think is going to win each division, while Redden and Joey lead the charge on what divisions are best in the NFL right now. We went a little 50-50, little zone action on this whole slate. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready. Redden, who do we got?
So we're going to go in reverse order here. We're not going to give you number 1 first. That would make too much logical sense. We're going to give you number 8 first. Me and Joey came to a consensus. We have the NFC South being the worst division in pro football this year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you just have Bryce Young as one of the main quarterbacks on the Panthers. You got the Saints. Chris Olave, maybe, is that Taysom Hill. I think the two teams that are the best in that are the Falcons. It's a lot of teeter-totter there. But I think overall, maybe the Buccaneers come out with division winning over there.
Chase, what do you have? Because I don't know if I necessarily agree.
I have the Falcons winning the
So do
division.
Keeping it moving. Falcons, I do think will win this division. Chase agrees. Joey, did you go Buccaneers? I don't know if I like that play.
I think Buccaneers. I feel like the Falcons are just a little bit too much of, like I said, teeter-totter. I don't know if it's going to go south or north with Kirk Cousins and everything. It looks overall good, but I just don't know the Falcons. It's their first year.
They're very good on paper.
Yeah,
they're very good on paper.
But I want to see it physically.
I agree with that.
Agreed.
Seventh
What do you guys have at 7?
division we have here, AFC South.
Yeah.
Both Souths, terrible.
I think it's really a toss-up between both of the Souths. You could really flip a coin and get what you want. But I think overall in the South, I think we have C.J. Stroud with the Texans is going to be the best. And possible contenders, maybe Colts or Titans. What do you guys think?
I think it's
Or do
got to
you
be the
think
Texans.
Jaguars possibly?
It's got to be the Texans.
I think Texans run away with it. I
Yep.
don't think the Titans even compete.
You guys
Texans will probably
think,
run away with it.
Texans are going to be in the Super Bowl possibly?
Yeah, no, actually, though. I think they might
same.
represent the AFC potentially. Who do we have at 6 in this divisional ranking after everyone just agreed that the Texans are going to win the Super Bowl this year?
At 6, we have the NFC North, which is an interesting one because there's a lot of upside here, but the Vikings are obviously a dark spot on this division. They lost J.J. McCarthy preseason, so they have Sam Darnold as their starting quarterback right now. I'm not sure Minnesota is going to be very good this year. But then you have Green Bay and Detroit, who both feel like they're poised to be pretty solid in the NFC. Detroit, there's certain people taking them to either make the NFC Championship, some to even win the Super Bowl. Green Bay's they're kind of a contender-ish as well in the NFC. I wouldn't say they're up there with Detroit and San Fran, but I can hear out an argument for Green Bay being a very good team this year. And then Chicago is, I'd say, very similar to Atlanta. Like, on paper, they should be very, very good. We'll see how it works in practice. That's what we're going to play the entire season for. That's my thoughts on the NFC North.
Interesting. Chase, do you subscribe to the thought that the Packers are going to take it all this year?
Packers or Lions, toss-ups, whichever. If one of them can sweep them, I think that's the
I think this
factor,
is the year for
but
the
it'll
Lions.
probably be split.
I think Lions, this is their year. They're going to do. I think Lions actually might get a Super Bowl this year. Put that on paper. I'm putting it on paper right now. Lions Super Bowl.
Lions, Texans Super Bowl would feed families. I think the Lions are the easy pick. I went with the Packers. I would love to see the Bears make some noise, but I don't think they'll do enough to win the division. But who knows? I mean, obviously C.J. Stroud and the Texans looked really good last year. I mean, it's not like it hasn't happened before. And Caleb Williams is going into one of the best situations that a rookie quarterback has gone into in recent memory. I mean, realistically. So I'm not going to rule out the Bears. I'm not going to pick them either. I am going to go Packers. Jordan Love is going to be really good. But overall, I do think that it could be the Lions division to lose. Let's break down division number 5, Redden.
We have the NFC East slotted here at the number 5 spot. Washington, Dallas, Philly, the Giants. Me personally, I think that this is probably the Eagles coming out of this division. That's just me. I'm a little biased. I do like the Eagles. I think Philly fans are just hilarious because they're just kind of dirtbags, and it's funny to me.
Yeah.
But I have the Eagles here.
I actually went Commanders here. Obviously, we know it can't be the Cowboys because the Cowboys won it last year. I think the Eagles are in quite a bit of turmoil, and we all know the Giants stink. So I did go Commanders. Could we see the first time that there's been a repeat division winner since, like, what was it, 2002? Say again?
You're taking Commanders? You're actually taking Commanders?
That's going to be my pick. It's my long shot.
What do you think is wrong with the Eagles?
I don't know. Look at the last 7-8 games last year. I wonder if that carries over. Obviously, they lost Jason Kelsey. They did pick up Saquon. I think there is potential, but I feel like I'm flipping the coin on either one, and I would rather flip the coin on the Commanders and pull the longer odds than pull from the Eagles.
At the 4th spot, we have the NFC West: San Francisco, the Rams, Seattle, Arizona. This one, I personally think the Rams are going to be pretty good this year. Sean McVay is a solid coach. San Francisco brings back a ton of guys. They have two, I would say, top for the NFC, two top 5 teams. That makes them a pretty good division. Who knows what's going to happen with Arizona? They could go any which way. Another team that on paper people are optimistic about, but we'll see how that looks in practice. And then Seattle, another one. It's like, who knows what's going to happen.
I got a hot take right here. I think the Seahawks are going to win it. Win
The
that
division?
Yeah,
Really?
I think 49ers are
Wow.
going to play safe. I think Christian McCaffrey is going to be hurt, and they're going to have to, load manage him. And I think the 49ers aren't going to get that many wins. I think the Seahawks take the division, but I think 49ers will do well in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think the 49ers are obviously the team to pick here. I don't know
Yeah,
if Seattle is a bad pick necessarily, but
I mean Rams. I could see Rams potentially with Cup, Puka, and Stafford, but I just am a Geno believer.
yeah, I don't know. I have to go 49ers. I don't see any other way around it. What do we have up next, boys?
Up next, we have the AFC West. This is a very top-heavy division. They have the Chiefs. That's kind of the assessment on the AFC West. Who knows what we're going to get out of the Chargers? It'll be interesting to see what Harbaugh does. I think they'll be better than last year just because they have Harbaugh. Denver's interesting. I was high on Bo Nix. I thought he should have been drafted ahead of Michael Penix personally. I thought that he was probably the 3rd best quarterback in that draft class. He's now the starter. We'll see how he pans out. And then Vegas. Vegas will be good defensively. Offensively, I think McConnell's their quarterback, which I don't know how that happened.
Trubisky.
Is it? I don't know. Regardless,
I think they're playing both.
they don't have a quarterback essentially in Vegas. If you have 2, you have 0. So Vegas will probably be pretty bad, but top heavy. Kansas City's in this division. That's pretty much all you need to know.
Yeah. But one of the coolest things about the Broncos is that Sean Payton's developing this whole offense around Bo Nix, and Bo Nix is his man. And honestly, I'd love to see where the Broncos head this season. Are they going to be a over 500 team or a below 500 team? I think they're going to be above.
I think they could be really good. I would love to see the Broncos really make some noise. It's a bit of a gamble, and obviously it's hard to bet against the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the Chiefs, right? Like, that's just who they are. But I would really love to see Bo Nix make some noise. I mean, it's the same situation we're seeing in, like, Chicago, kind of. And it's the same parallels.
Another thing I thought was funny, the Broncos play the Steelers, and it's titled The Revenge Game of Russell Wilson versus the Broncos and Sean Payton. And I'm just thinking, I don't know if Russell Wilson's still going to be starting for them.
Well, Russell Wilson in Denver was really a very interesting experiment. Overall, I thought it was a bit of a loss, wouldn't you say?
Definitely a loss, considering what they gave up.
They're paying him to go to the Steelers right now. Like, it's insane.
One way or the other, doesn't matter because no team in that division is winning the Super Bowl. A division with a couple teams that I feel like could win the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
Our 2nd-ranked division, the AFC East. Buffalo, the Jets, New England, who's not winning the Super Bowl chips, and then Miami.
Okay.
Well, they're the one team realistically that has no shot of winning the Super Bowl here. I can hear a pitch for every other team. They should tank.
No, okay, honestly, I think that's the greatest play by the Patriots is playing Jacoby Brissett. Keep big man Drake May in the back. Let him learn. And honestly, Patriots, sit back for a year and trust in Drake May.
Yep. Try to lose. You want them to lose this year, Nick.
Yeah, you want them to lose.
You don't want them to go like 500 and then you have the 18th pick. It's like then you're in no man's land forever. You're the Saints.
Honestly, just get a couple reps with Drake May. Let me get a little bit of experience. Get a first pick, and then just set up next year. Set up.
There's a couple of Patriots Twitter accounts that really want us to try to win this year. I don't know if that's a play. I'm going to be completely honest. I think maybe not necessarily tanking, but embracing the fact that we're not going to be good is maybe a little bit of better play. Yeah, I think coming out of this division, it's the Jets' division to lose. I think the Patriots will probably end up going 4 or 5 wins. We'll win too many games. We'll pick 10th. I don't know if I like that.
The Jets?
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, the Jets. It's gonna be Texans. It's gonna be Texans Jets in the AFC Championship game.
I don't think we were alive when Aaron Rodgers debuted in the NFL.
Yeah.
The dude's like 85 years old.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Robert Salah is not a good coach.
That is also true. Okay, there are many things that can be true.
The biggest things I hate about Mayo is that the whole entire Patriots, they're not taking him seriously. They're like, oh, we got a man softer than Belichick, and we're going to push him.
I think it's Buffalo's division. They still have Josh Allen. Is Sean McDermott a good coach? Probably
They
not
don't have any secondary.
But they have Josh Allen.
I don't like the Bills' secondary. I think the Jets have more upside, and the Dolphins will find themselves in that 9-8, 10-win range yet again. Chase,
but they'll have 6 wins in the first 8 weeks,
I could
and then it gets cold.
Yeah, I could see McDaniels kind of getting some W's.
No, I agree. I definitely agree. Chase will chime in once he figures out how to write, learns his ABCs. But can we move on to the next division to keep things moving?
The last one.
Yeah, if you're doing math, you know what division's left, and that is the AFC North. The top to bottom, I would say best division. They have 2, I would say, Super Bowl contenders in Baltimore and Cincinnati. Cleveland, who knows exactly what will happen there. But there's a good chance that even though this division beats up on each other so much, there's a good chance that Cleveland is still like right around 500. Could be above, could be below, but I expect them to be right around there. And then, honestly, same thing with Pittsburgh. I don't think Russell Wilson's very good, but I do believe in Mike Tomlin, and I know that he somehow just, I don't know how he does it, but he somehow just gets any iteration of the Steelers you can possibly imagine to being above 500. So top to bottom, I feel like this is the best division in football.
I like that. I want Ravens. I want that 2-time MVP, Lamar Jackson, fucking serving it to the Bengals, the Steelers, and the Browns.
I think the Ravens are going to win this division. I agree. It's a very, very good division. You got to win. You're playing, is it 6, right? 6 games against high level opponents, and they might beat up on each other. We might see someone kind of come out on top. I think the Ravens, if they can stay healthy, are the team to beat. But overall, it's I think going to be one of the most fun divisions to break down every week.
I think they might have one of the best defenses in the NFL this season too.
Kyle Hamilton, that 6'4" safety is unbelievable.
Yep.
He's in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. First time we'll have a safety or a secondary player since 2019 or whatever it was, when I think Gilmore won it with the Patriots. Chase is back.
You got it. We're good.
Bang!
This is like awesome. An Iowa fan just finding out fire exists.
Yeah.
We're like, whoa.
Oh, we can.
Iowa fan happy.
Wow. Okay, well.
This is just a lot of slack coming from 2 teams that haven't beat us very often in a while.
Sorry, can Iowa fans figure out how to connect properly or what?
That was probably the greatest
I
comeback
got
of
it
all
now.
time.
I got it.
That was awesome. Chase, do you have any touching words? I guess that's not a great way to say it, but words on the last 4 or 5 divisions. If you heard them at all, who do you think could be winners, and who do you think is overrated?
I think the AFC East is way too high. I don't think the Bills and Patriots are going to be any good at all. Bills are just going to they've lost everyone. I don't know who Josh Allen will throw the ball to besides Kincaid.
Himself. Keon Coleman.
But that doesn't work. He will be a dog, I think. He'll actually be good, but it doesn't matter. They'll probably go around 500. Patriots should try to lose every single game this year. Besides that, I like the Ravens, obviously, too. You guys touched on that. I think it'll be between the Ravens and Bengals. That is a really tough division. I think all the teams will be pretty solid.
Joe, do you have any last words?
Well, I just wanted to talk about an interesting game that I'll definitely be watching this weekend. It's going to be Broncos and Seahawks. I just want to see those 2 teams play each other. And
Should be a good game.
I think it's going to be...
You were high on both teams.
Yeah, I know. I think it's going to be awesome. And also, upset alert, Panthers over Saints. Not much of an upset, but I can see Bryce Young coming out. And
No.
honestly, Chase, that's not
direct shot.
I didn't even realize what I was doing until halfway speaking. I'm not even joking. But honestly, give me Panthers over the Saints. Nothing about Jason Malloy there until now. It's actually full cold blood.
How are we feeling about the first two games? Ravens Chiefs on Thursday, and then Packers Eagles on Friday down in Brazil.
Brazil. That's an interesting one. A lot of those players have kind of been talking about what people are saying they should and shouldn't do. I think overall, it's two of the best games to start the season, right? Like that's just the way the NFL kind of planned it up. I think I've been in some Twitter spaces here and there, and people kind of like to dance around that whole the NFL is they're putting these games it's all manufactured, blah blah blah. Like, well, we want to see the best teams in prime time, so I don't really know what do they expect them to do? Give us Panthers Saints on Thursday night? I'm not gonna watch that. I know Chase will probably be one of 8 viewers because
I don't want to watch that.
I think this year they've really made it like they gave us
spectacle.
a lot of nice primetime games.
They've dialed it up, and granted, if there's injuries, it's all mute.
I want Ravens. I think Chiefs are a good team, but I don't know if it's just my brain, but I feel like the Chiefs always just kind of struggle at the first start of the season.
That's
and then
fair.
Early season, it seems like it.
Yeah, so I want Ravens in that game. Give me Ravens, whatever spread.
Isn't Brazil like really, really high in altitude?
I'm gonna go with no.
I think it is. I think
right
it's
by
like,
the ocean.
It's like up there with Denver. I think it might even be taller than more more altitude high.
I'm
than
gonna
Denver.
guess absolutely not.
I don't
Oh, it
know.
has an elevation of 2,500 feet.
Okay, well,
That's like
still,
half of Denver.
yeah, that's still pretty high. So that could play a role in that game. We'll have to see if maybe the altitude play. I mean, who knows? Probably not. But that could be another thing we got to factor in. And I think this is going to be a really fun, kind of start to the NFL season.